Tonight on News 5 Live, tragedy in Placencia as a 14-year-old boy vacationing with his family is gunned down by police. CWU says it stands ready to meet with officials at the port of Belize. And members of an anti-vaxxer group being investigated by police. These stories and more coming up next on News 5 Live.
Good morning, sweetie. It's time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
Life can be tough when a loved one suddenly departs. Dependents of the deceased are sometimes left alone to pick up the pieces and may be stranded financially. Fortunately, the Social Security Board provides survivor's benefit to ease the burden. Survivor's benefit is paid to a widow or widower, children under 18 years, or up to 21 years if attending school, or dependent parents. A survivor's benefit can be either a grant or a pension. Want to know more about survivor's benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
It's a fact that with Smart, you get truly unlimited everything. Only with Smart, you get unlimited data anytime, while with the other guy, it's only double data on weekends. With unlimited data every day with Smart, there's no need to wait. So, it's a fact that our unlimited plans beat the competition. Stop being measured and told when to use your data and get unlimited talk, text, and data. Experience the true unlimited plans with Smart. That's a fact. Make the switch and live smart.
It's time to put your TVs on lockdown. COVID won't stop us this time. After a year of waiting, Summerfest is back, pandemic style. If you're under the age of 18 and you think you have the talent, we are looking for you. Submit videos to us on Facebook, Instagram, and email. Or join us here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive to audition from July 26th to 30th from 10 a.m. to midday. Be a part of Summerfest 2021 and show Belize your talent.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, July 15th. I am Sabrina Daly. The news spread like wildfire today. A teenager vacationing with his family in the popular tourism destination of Placencia shot dead at a resort. And tonight, a police officer finds himself on the other side of the law as a criminal, and an internal investigation begins into the incident. Today, the police high command acted swiftly to detain the officer in question as they await a directive from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. News 5's Dwayne Moody has the first part of the story tonight.
14-year-old Laddie Gillett and his family were vacationing here at the Charbel Resort in Placencia on Wednesday night, just before the 10 o'clock curfew hour. He and another minor were heading back home when they were pursued by police officers, one of whom fired the deadly shot that caught Gillett in the back. What was to be a fun-filled trip away from home turned tragic within minutes.
Police received a call from a security guard at a resort that there were some people looking suspicious in the area. Based on that, police responded to the location And upon arrival, they encountered 2 or 3 young men. They saw them running. And in the process of doing so, one of the officers fired a single shot, and the shot caught one of the individuals who was running. The person who was shot was later identified to be a 14-year-old, and he is a resident of Chocolate Lodge in Cayo. He was taken to the Placentia Polyclinic, where he was pronounced dead on arrival.
Compal Chester Williams says that the action of the officer was unjustifiable because it goes against police protocol in all its forms.
From what I know so far, based on what we have recorded, the shooting would be unjustified. We have our use of force policy, and one of our policies is that we are not to shoot at a fleeing suspect. So he was not a suspect. And yes, he was running, but from what we are gathering, he was not running from the police. So he cannot be regarded even as a fleeing suspect. And so, yes, the use of force would be unjustified. It goes against our policy, and while yes, we do at times encourage warning shots are to be fired in the air, not even on the ground, because on the ground can ricochet. So there's no way, from what I know so far, that we can justify what happened.
Statements have been recorded from the responding officers, the security guard at the Placentia Beach Club, and the minor who survived the ordeal. Reports are that even as Gillett was mortally wounded, the other minor was physically assaulted by police officers and the security guard.
I also got that information from the mother when I spoke to her this morning, and that is also a part of the investigation being done by professional standard branch. If the officers did that, then that is utterly wrong and would not be countenanced by us. The child, from what I was told by the mother, had just gone to a nearby place, him and his friend, to drop off a female friend. And they were on their way back from that home and were running to beat curfew and not necessarily running from the police. And so it's really unfortunate, and I really and truly, I cannot say that I can feel what the mother is feeling, but I can feel some of her pain, and it would be rough for any parent. And I don't have a 14-year-old, but I have a 11-year-old, and I could just imagine if I were in her shoe, how I would feel.
Compal Chester Williams describes the situation as a tough one because the family has been good supporters of the police department and the minor has no criminal history. He spoke with the mother this morning.
She was obviously in a state of shock still, and understandably so. As she said to me that the child had his entire future ahead of him, and that has been taken away. And so as a department, I assured her that we are going to do what needs to be done. The department is not going to cover nothing. I briefed the minister about it this morning, and we share the same view. And so we just have to do what needs to be done in addressing the issue.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
This evening, the family of Laddie Gillett spoke to the media in San Ignacio about the tragedy. According to the legal guardian, Emil Bradley, Gillett was with friends at a neighboring property. He received a call from his son saying that they were on their way back to the hotel and decided to jog. That's when the police came and fired the deadly shot. Bradley says that he didn't even know that his son had been killed until hours later.
When we got the news around after 1, we were wondering how come he didn't come, because he called around 9:15 from the friend house, which is a neighbor from where he was with the friends. He gave my wife a call and said he's on his way now. They're on their way now because the curfew time is coming, which is 10 o'clock. He was with another friend. He came and he just asked me, and he said, you know what, is it okay if I go to Miss Lou, who's a friend of ours? And she's a neighbor to the friends who they went to school at Belize Christian. All 4 of them went, his friend and the other 2 girls that they were with. It's not like the media said. They're saying it's a female thinking, having people thinking, oh, they were doing something wrong. We have pictures, they were right in the beach. It's something that they usually do. They usually hang out. Youths, right there on the beach. It's somewhere that we consider somewhere to be placed in safe in Placentia, hence the reason why we go down there. And he was with his friend, who is of age, who is 19 years old. I don't know if I should call him because of the pressure due to social media and these kids right now. He's been through a lot, And they decided, we have pictures of them eating cake on the beach.
that same
at
night?
9. Yes, right, before the curfew time. But this is not really what we're here for. We're here is because somebody got shot. You know, it doesn't matter what time or anything like that, somebody got shot or lost. We lost a life. You know, that is really what is. Yes, yeah. It's still registering and still find it hard.
Do you know what they were doing? Were they on the beach, eating cake, sitting down? What were they doing on the beach?
Well, that was eating cake. Like I said, they're friends. They're chilling out. It's completely different from what social media is trying to portray out there. The story, I mean, it's something completely different. It's something that they usually do. I mean, youths and things together. They're by themselves on their cell phone and giving jokes. Like I said, Laddie, he's the clown of the group. And yeah, they left. Like I said, it was a neighbor. So they decided to leave because of the time. He gave us a call, well, my wife, because I was already in bed inside the room, said they're coming now, and she reminded him, it's time for you to get over here now. They decided to jog.
So they were jogging?
Right, they were jogging. If you would visit this location where it happened, I'm not trying to persecute anybody or convict the police officer here. I could understand the situation with what they're saying in the area the previous night before the security call out. But if the security was vigilant and monitoring these guys, you would have seen all 4 of them on the beach eating cake because it's not nowhere far. You know, so I really don't know what happened. The answer that I'm getting is just not the right answer, and I don't think any answer would be the right answer. All I'm asking here, Paul, is for the truth. Own up to what he did. It's a life that was lost.
Bradley reflects on his son, whose life was cut short at 14 as he was innocently killed by a police officer. They were to return to their home in Kyle on Friday.
Very friendly person, very funny person. He's always the clown in the group. You know, he's not that type of person that you would consider to be violent. So when I got the news, it was a shock. You know, because I know he's a friendly, joking kind. I mean, respectful to everybody. You know, he's not the kind of kid that you would be at home if night comes and he's out, you'll be wondering where he is. Like I said, Placencia is a very safe place. We considered it to be safe. Hence the reason why we on our day off, we go down there and we just spend a family time.
So you all were on vacation in Placencia?
Well, not vacation. We went on time off. We took some time off away from work and we went together as a family in Placencia because I have my brother-in-law and his wife who's visiting here with us. So we just took a time out and we went to spend some family time together.
When did you go to Placencia and how long were you expecting to stay there?
Well, we went down there Tuesday. We were expecting to come back to return tomorrow, Friday.
This morning, News 5 caught up with Commissioner of Police Chester Williams in Dangriga as he is accompanying the Minister of Home Affairs on his country tour. Compal Williams said that the department is investigating the anti-vaxxer group, Belize Rights and Justice Movement, for violating quarantine regulations.
I blame the media for giving airtime to people who say things that I'm sure they themselves do not believe. Or in other words, they give airtime to stupidity. I was made aware of the press conference after it had occurred, and I saw the news, and these persons were at this press conference and were not wearing masks, which goes against the grain of the COVID-19 regulations. Let me say that the campaign that they're on is tantamount to giving medical advice. And in order for one to be able to give medical advice, there must be a licensed medical practitioner in Belize. I have directed CIB in Belize City since yesterday to launch an investigation which included to record statements from members of the president of I think it's the Medical and Dental Association, and that statement has been recorded. We have also obtained the video footages of those press conferences outlining what their messages were. And we are in the process of filing charges against those individuals.
Also under investigation are several persons whose names have shown up in an audit report of the COVID-19 Unemployment Relief Program under the Barrow administration. According to information reaching News 5, the public purse was allegedly fleeced and several persons who were not eligible for relief funds received monies from the program. Compol Chester Williams says that the National Crimes Investigation Branch is looking into this report.
I received a copy of that report, I think about 2 to 3 weeks ago, from the Auditor General. We sat and we had a very lengthy discussion over it. And that matter has been assigned to CIB to investigate as well. I think I saw in three prominent names in that report where persons connected to those persons were getting relief funds that they were not entitled to. And so the matter is, like I said, with the police now, and we're doing our investigation.
Any hope of realistic success in this investigation, sir?
Well, of course, it's not as tedious as the previous audit reports. It's a much shorter one, and so I believe that we should be able to draw down on that very quickly.
After the break, there may be some improvement in relations between the stevedores and the Port of Belize. We will have details when we return.
Infinite Health presents Common Sense Herbs, everything your body needs, and are all natural, dairy-free, non-GMO, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and are FDA monitored. Everything your body needs. Distributor in Belize, Infinite Health, Birdseye, Belize City. Telephone number 613-1914. That's 613-1940.
Did you know that the 2021 Belize Telephone Directory is now available? Get your free copy today at any Digistore, Quartz Belize, and A&R location countrywide. It's available in both regular and mini sizes and loaded with coupons to your favorite places. Use these coupons to save every day. Plus, download the Find Yellow mobile app and always have the directory with you. It's available in Google Play and Apple Store. For more info, log on to www.findyellow.com. The 2021 Belize Telephone Directory. Get yours today.
That's the sound of fuel efficiency. Every day, every time, I choose Una Fuels powered with Dynamax. Una, a brand committed with the future.
Securing your home can reduce the likelihood of damages to your home. Always remember to put up shutters on windows and doors, secure outdoor furniture, trim trees and other vegetation, turn off butane tanks and other utilities if a storm is imminent. RF&G Insurance Company Limited, where it pays to get it right.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardena Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
In an update to the looming labor dispute at the port of Belize, PBL has reportedly agreed to meet with the Christian Workers Union next week. The union has served the port with a 21-day notice of intended industrial action because stevedores fear they will be losing wages if the company, which exports sugar at the port and hires workers to offload it, ASR-BSI, shifts its operations to the port at Big Creek. While the CWU said yesterday they wanted negotiations, President Mose Hyde says the union stands ready to sit down with the port management for discussions.
The Labour Commissioner invited the union with our reps to get us to commit to meet with PBL to tell us about the dates that PBL has available. So she has been actively trying to get us around the table, and well, we are willing to meet with PBL right now, this afternoon, midnight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Holidays, everything. We want to meet, but I think she still wanted us to come in, and we expressed that there's great urgency here, and we believe it's important to act reflecting that urgency. I believe that the LC indicated to us, not I believe, she indicated to us that PBL has said that they are willing to have a discussion on Wednesday, earliest date Wednesday next week at 2 o'clock.
With both parties?
We would sit down, we will, not in person. They prefer it to be virtual. It's a meeting that's going to be with ourselves, our reps, and the PBL representatives, with the presence of the Labour Commissioner and her team.
When asked about the go-slow the stevedores are currently staging and how this affects not only Port of Belize or ASR-BSI, but also cane farmers, the union president said they are conscious of the cane farmers' situation and that the go-slow is one part of the union's attempt to jumpstart negotiations.
Truth be told, we are actually on a go-slow on the sugar barge.
Okay. Since when?
Since last week, Thursday. And so that is how we believe we've been able to get attention. Because we have tried multiple diplomatic channels, writing different areas. We had a press conference. Right. All that is in an effort to try to have everybody understand, listen, we are stuck and there's a lot of build-up and negative energy. Let's get around a table. We believe, unfortunately, like all previous instances, that only when we have to take on these extraordinary actions that we are able to get some movement.
Is it of any concern to you that the longer the ships stay over time, that cuts into what the sugarcane farmers make as well?
It is out of our concern for cane farmers, for stakeholders, for national security, for the national economy. It is out of that concern that we wrote all the offices that we wrote, why we had a press conference, why we do all the things that we try to do before we reach here, because we understand the implications. But our concern for them go beyond that, and let me just state publicly that what I said to our partners and brothers and sisters representing the cane farmers, that I gave my word. When we get PBL around the table to discuss and negotiate the issues that we have, and we get the engagement from government on the issue of the MOU of 2006, I will ask my members to, at that point in time, to move off from the go-slow on the sugar barge, out of respect to them and for the understanding that they expressed to us in that meeting.
News 5 also asked the CWU leader about the right of a business to make changes to become more competitive. He referred back to the Memorandum of Understanding drawn up in the early 2000s.
Where do you stand on the right of the company to increase its efficiency by moving to the Big Creek port?
Well, apparently, in 2006, the MOU that was prepared saw the big picture of trying to ensure that all stakeholders were in a landscape that was fair. They apparently in 2006 had the wisdom that you need to be concerned about not just the multinational but also the well-being of your people and their economic stability. That is what we call big picture, fair, just and efficiency, nation-state efficiency, where not just a multinational investor is comfortable, but that everybody is comfortable. Not at the expense of 160 hard-working people in a part of the country where there is no other industry, brother. There is no industry.
The Port of Belize Limited called a press conference this evening to address the ongoing matter with the CWU members. According to PBL, since April, they have been engaging the CWU, but talks stalled when the CWU failed to provide feedback following a meeting. CEO Andy Lane says that it was on May 28th that the CWU disclosed the Memorandum of Understanding between Toledo Enterprise and the GOB, which they say they weren't aware of. But that has since triggered a meeting and subsequent correspondence with Prime Minister John Bersenio. Today, Lane told the media that the matter is expected to be discussed in Cabinet next week, Tuesday, and PBL has also committed to meeting with the CWU members the next day. CEO Lane says that while PBL agrees that the sugar shipping should remain in Belize City, he believes the stevedores' industrial action may do more harm than good, and he calls on them to end the go slow.
PBL's stance is that we fully agree with the CWU that the sugar business should be retained in Belize, and that's exactly how we expect the government to rule and to honour the commitment that they made in 2006. We very much empathise with our stevedore employees. They're facing great uncertainty. Sugar is a percentage of their earnings. It's not necessarily the percentage which has been mentioned previously by the union, but it is a percentage and it is important to them. And I can fully understand why they feel uncertain at this stage. And we would very much like to resolve these matters so that they know exactly what will be happening in the future. PBL does not, however, agree that a go slow is an appropriate step at this particular stage. We feel that it's a little bit premature, and we feel that it could even be counterproductive with the government about to decide which port will handle the sugar in the future. This should be a time where Port of Belize, the Christian Workers Union and the stevedores are demonstrating that this is the best port to handle the business. However the government rule, we will honour and respect that overdue ruling. At least it will give us closure and it will allow us to recommence the discussions with the Christian Workers Union. We implore the Christian Workers Union to end the go slow. This is not doing anybody any favours. It's preventing the stevedores from optimising their earnings, and it's not doing anything for the country, for the sugar export business, and not least for the sugarcane farmers that rely on efficient port operations to complement the overall supply chain.
CEO Lane is now hoping that GOB will honor that MOU and keep the sugar shipments in Belize. And he says if that happens, they want to transition into moving the collective bargaining agreement forward with the CWU as soon as possible. But we'll only know what happens next week, and although Lane has appealed to the stevedores to end the go slow, He says they are really in the hands of the workers and hopes that GOB will decide in their favor, or else that will send them scrambling to make contingencies.
We are really in the hands of the CWU here, and we really hope, we've agreed to have discussions. We hope, the funny thing here is that the government on Tuesday may well rule that the sugar stays in Port of Belize. And then we don't have anything to discuss on sugar. And this is why I say that it's a little bit premature and a little bit inappropriate to be having a go slow now, because we don't know that the sugar is definitely leaving. We know that BSI would like to move down to Big Creek. They believe that their future is best served down there. But that's not the only consideration that needs to be made. And I hear what the Christian Workers Union says in terms of their sympathy with the farmers, but I have to also say that this is their voluntary action.
Should the government decide that they're not going to stick with Port of Belize, is there a contingency in place in the interim to address the sugar barge issue? Because I would imagine if the government makes such a decision, the CWU members are not going to be happy about that.
And I'm not going to be happy with that either, because this is also a loss of business for me, and I don't want to lose business from this port. I think it would be very unfortunate if the government did not enforce an agreement that they signed. I don't know, what that means for, what does that mean in terms of Belize being able to attract foreign investment when you can't trust the government on agreements that they've made. So I think that would be a very, very unfortunate outcome, but we have to prepare for that outcome. We don't have to prepare for that outcome about having hypothetical discussions or having go-slows in case that is the outcome. But once that is the outcome, you're quite right, we need to engage in very quick, very serious discussions with the CWU to understand how this leaves us and how this leaves our stevedore employees.
After the break, the Public Service Union celebrates 99 years. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
No make no sense at all. No kind of sense. That Belize video when I have that sign up there in China for.
That not in China at all, that in Spanish.
You understand what it said then?
Yeah. It said wear your face mask properly, cover your nose and your mouth.
Will help prevent the spread of COVID to others. Together we could make Belize safe.
Wear your mask properly over your mouth and nose to protect yourself and others. Together we can keep Belize COVID-19 safe.
In exercise of the power conferred upon it by Section 7 of the Electricity Act, Chapter 221 of the Laws of Belize, and with the approval of the Minister, the Public Utilities Commission PUC, the Commission hereby notifies the general public that it intends to enact a bylaw in relation to electricity procurement and power purchase. The bylaw shall govern the procurement processes for wholesale, distributed energy resources, and short-term power purchases by addressing the roles of the Commission and the utilities. The bylaw seeks to secure public welfare, national security, and services at the best value for money. further clarify the exercise by the Commission of its duties under the Public Utilities Commission Act and Electricity Act, provide for increased conservation and efficiency of electricity resources by utilities and equitable retail rates for consumers, and detail the RFP and PPA processes, regulatory tools to achieve the Commission's public interest mandate of setting tariffs for the provision of electricity service to the public. Members of the public are invited to give their comments by email info@puc.bz or post by 17 July 2021. The draft bylaw may be viewed in its entirety at the offices of the Commission at 41 Gabriel Lane, Belize City, or on the PUC website at www.puc.bz.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with Smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Andrea Polanco, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
The Public Service Union is celebrating its 99th anniversary. The PSU President, Dean Flowers, and First Vice President, Anissa Gomez, appeared on Channel 5's Open Your Eyes this morning.
I am overwhelmed to be in a union, first of all. Very proud to be a part of the Public Service Union. And those are some of the words that we want to carry forward. And even, for public offices and our Public Service Union members to understand the overwhelming feeling of being a part of a trade union. Back in 1922, who said that we would have been here 99 years now?
We cannot deny that in recent past, that relevance has been diminished for whatever reason. And that is a challenge that we're now faced with to ensure that we become and that we are relevant in the national scheme of things, and that our focus and our role expands beyond looking after public officers, but also ensuring that in the national context that we influence policies which ultimately comes back to impact on public officers.
The ASR-BSI Group held a virtual launch of the Smart Sugarcane Project today. The $365,000 project seeks to transform the sugarcane industry through an innovative digital agro-credit farm service business platform. It integrates the Tower Hill Sugar Mill, which credits suppliers and more than 5,200 small farmers to transform sugarcane cultivation and processing value chain. Olivia Carballo of the BSI explains how the pilot project intends to reduce lending risk by providing agro-credit through service provision, which is repaid from revenue from the cane crop directly through the mill.
We have a draft of what this smart sugarcane platform will look like. So it was a very busy week. We touched base with all three cane farmer associations. They were able to log in and play with the system, give feedback, also 3 financial institutions that made the cut for the pilot, and 1 service provider who made the cut for the pilot. We are piloting this project so that we're able to get everything right before we launch the whole system to the rest of the farmers. So this week was about getting feedback on that first draft and also trialing some really neat equipment that the experts call IoT devices, really cool, so that they're able to track the time and the process of the cane delivery. That has never been seen before here. I'm not sure in the country, but definitely here in the north. So we're trialing those devices, making sure that they will work where we want them to work. And also we are wrapping up the first draft. The 2 most important pieces of information or players need to go up first, and that's definitely the cane farmer and their association. That's where all the information starts. And then we move on to, we have now the profiles for the financial institutions. What we want from the system is, well, we have a lot of objectives for this project and a lot of expectation. First of all, we want the farmer to be able to access better financial services with the financial institutions. And we also want the financial institutions to be able to access the right farmer information so that they're able to give better loans. They are able to decrease their risk as well of the loans that they're offering, able to offer better interest rates, mainly from having the information from the farmers and having a quick, easy, direct relationship through the digital platform.
This pilot project is being funded by Compete Caribbean Partnership Facility and led by the Belize Sugar Industries Limited of the ASR Group, in partnership with a number of sugarcane associations and local financial institutions. Ripe.io is an innovative company which specializes in blockchain solutions in agriculture, and they have provided the design services pro bono for this project. President Phil Harris of Ripe.io breaks down how it will work.
Has been now to allow for a farmer, an association, and a lender, and an agri-service input provider to go through the use of the platform to replace a physical visit by a person to a branch, a stamp of a piece of paper, a signature, and that constant back and forth of visits, appointments, interviews, and follow-ups, in that we're taking all of that manual and physical movement around of paper and we're digitizing it so that now a farmer can come onto the platform, upload a basic set of documentation alongside the loan application. So this might be things like a utility bill to confirm ID. It could be my sugarcane license and the fact that I belong to an association. This could be providing the last 3, 4, 5 years of my harvest, both in terms of quantity and quality. And this information is shared over the platform with the lenders or the agri-service input providers, so that now we can expedite all of that documentation exchange over the platform, so that the review and the analysis of the documents can happen much faster and happen in a remote fashion. But secondly, that the documents are complete. And the last thing, which is very, very important and very core to the work that we do here in Belize, but also all over the world, is that we're putting the farmer in control of this. This is called an RFID inlay tag. Now, I'm going to hold it up. You may not be able to see what's inside of it, but again, we'll follow up with video. And the idea is that this particular RFID tag will be attached to a truck. and we will track the truck through the mill as part of a traceability program. And again, we have some pictures that we're going to show you where we're going to fix them, but I just wanted you to take a quick peek of that. The second phase, which is literally kicking off now, is that we'll eventually be able to track the sugar cane from the seed to the field all the way through to the mill. And then that will take us through to the end of most likely the summer into the fall of 2022. So we'll know when the truck arrives, we're going to know when the truck is weighed, and we're going to know when the truck exits. And what that allows us to do is to have a real good sense of how efficient is the mill today. Were there any problems with mud or extra material or a mechanical failure? And ultimately, when this particular device leaves the mill, then we gather all of the information, which now is the most valuable piece of information to a cane farmer. Did my cane arrive at the mill? Yes, this time. Did my cane get weighed? And what was the weight? Yes, we have that information. What is the first kind of measurement of the quality of my cane? We have that. And ultimately, what is an indication of price?
Just ahead, a new preschool for the Cowpen San Juan area. Details when we return.
Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Why, Tony?
Why, kid, what you going on, man?
We actually can see we can need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups for my grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing that thing since April 15th, you know. And I just ran out to the last batch, must have been like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have anything? What are you going?
Check this, right? Under the new law, we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Introducing Edam A cheese, the A+ Dutch cheese to hit the Belizean market. As the name says, it is of A-class quality, the best Dutch cheese in Belize. Edam A cheese is creamier, less salty, and simply more delicious. Don't be left out. Get your A cheese at a supermarket near you. A cheese exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited. Call us at 610-3626 or 610-8910. Follow us on Facebook at Unitex Belize.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too.
but now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800 A Way Out or our cell phone number 672-9628. This message is brought to you by the National Women's Commission in collaboration with Miss Universe Belize with funding from the Engender and Spotlight Project.
It's time to put your TVs on lockdown. COVID won't stop us this time. After a year of waiting, Summerfest is back, pandemic style. If you're under the age of 18 and you think you have the talent, we are looking for you. Submit videos to us on Facebook, Instagram, and email. Or join us here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive to audition from July 26th to 30th from 10 a.m. to midday. Be a part of Summerfest 2021 and show Belize your talent.
"2020 taught us the importance of being connected to the virtual world, and NextGen is here to keep its commitment to you. Even if you're physically apart, NextGen keeps you digitally connected."
Okay everyone, thank you for following me today.
NextGen provides more than just an internet plan. They provide service plans that support all your online needs. Sign up today and get your NextGen's ultra high-speed internet service. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet.
The contamination of water we all depend on is a very urgent issue. As Belize's popularity and industries grow, challenges increase. In this episode, we will examine the issue of water pollution in Belize. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, usually because of human activities. Water bodies include lagoons, rivers, aquifers, and oceans. On the marine side, the discharge of sewage and bilge water from cruise ships and other live-aboard vessels, in combination with unregulated development of coastal areas, has led to the degradation of marine ecosystems such as mangroves and coral reefs. Our inland waters are facing their own challenges. As agricultural development increases, pesticides, fertilizers, and waste products are running off into rivers. Increased river traffic from boat tours and sugar barges adds to the already stressful conditions of the freshwater ecosystems. In addition, companies that collect sewage sometimes dump the waste right into the waterways. Additionally, in densely populated areas like Belize City and Orange Walk, poor sewage designs result in the contamination of groundwater and of water bodies by both sewage and wash water. In many cases, homes and businesses dump their wastewater directly into drains, which leads to rivers and the sea. Wastewater, detergents, and petroleum collect in drains that empty into waterways, such as the New River and the Belize River. This, along with the runoff and discharges from the agricultural and industrial businesses, have been inadequately monitored and enforced. The answers to overcoming water pollution issues are fourfold: improved infrastructure, adequate treatment, increased legislation and monitoring, and of course, changing our habits for the better. While it is urgent that better management on a policy level is needed, there are a few things we can do at home to help. Ensure proper treatment systems are installed for all wastewater at your home and business. Don't dispose of oil from your automobiles or cooking and household detergents down the drain. And lastly, minimize the usage of chemicals and fertilizers and report any dumping into waterways to the Department of the Environment. The government has recognized the threat of inadequate liquid waste management and is working toward goals of reducing and reversing its effects. For more information on what's being done about water pollution and ways you can help, visit our website at doe.gov.bz. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Uh-oh, what are those?
Germs!
That's right, they're germs, and they love to spread.
Uh-oh!
And how do they spread?
Hands!
Germs can spread everywhere from hands, and from hands they move on to food, toys, other hands, and faces.
Yuck!
Germs make people sick, and that's why it's very important to wash hands.
Hooray!
It's important to wash your hands, so follow these steps to do it right.
1,
Turn on the water and wet your hands.
2,
Use soap to lather your hands and scrub.
3,
Rinse your hands completely.
4,
Now that your hands are clean, use a paper towel to touch the handle and turn off the water.
5.
Dry your hands with a paper towel.
Hooray!
Follow these steps every time and you'll keep germs away. So remember, the best way to fight germs is wash hands.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Late this evening, the teenager that was with Laddie Gillett during the fatal shooting posted on his Instagram page about the incident. Calling it a senseless murder, he says, quote, "The cops and security intercepted us as we were heading back to Chabil Mar Resort. The men who caused us to run were dressed in all black, and they didn't shout police or security. So we took that as a red flag and as someone who wanted to rob or hurt us. So we ran the opposite way. I was instantly hit with a baton on my back, and one shot was fired. Laddie fell instantly. I fell to my knees when I heard the shot. Then I was kicked up, hit several times, and held at gunpoint as those dirty cops stood over me while I was on my back. Laddie was less than 20 feet away from me, not moving at all. They checked his pulse right there and then, and they all agreed that boy the man gone, the man get shot boy. They then turned their focus on me, saying, "What we wa do with he know?" as the gun hovered inches above my face. They then kicked me up again and roughed me up. I asked if Laddie was all right, and nobody gave me a direct answer, just "shut up, Lee boy," and stuff like that. They had us there for at least 10 minutes. Laddie was left there for 10 minutes before they even bothered to start doing anything right. My memories are scattered, and we were all in shock, but this will be dealt with justly. Laddie was my brother, and I love that youth very much, always will. See you in heaven, little bro, unquote. As we said, a criminal and internal investigation is underway as the officer who fired the deadly shot is in police custody. The Ministry of Education has inaugurated the new building for the San Juan Bosco Preschool. The project was funded through a loan from the Caribbean Development Bank under the Belize Education Sector Reform Program 2. The preschool was previously housed in a building owned by the Baptist Mission in the San Juan Cowpen Bosco area.
While we are thankful for the building, we did face some challenges, such as spacing and accommodation, which were compounded by the current COVID-19 pandemic. This new state-of-the-art preschool building, with its beautiful and age-appropriate layout, space, classroom, child-friendly environment, and the bathroom facility will now allow us to accommodate more students and provide them with better and more comfortable seating arrangement and instructional strategies. It could not have come at a better or more appropriate time.
A press release from the Ministry of Education says that the new building can accommodate 40 students on a shift basis and comes fitted with hand washing station, appliances, and is built to withstand a Category 3 hurricane. Just ahead, a new place in Belize City welcomes diners. But first, here is the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos. Y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced many of us to rethink the way in which we go about our daily lives. In the hospitality industry, the strictures that come along with the many regulatory adjustments where restaurants and bars are concerned have prompted business owners to return to the drawing board. News 5's Isani Cayetano was at a soft opening for a new restaurant in Belize City last night.
The COVID-19 pandemic has forced many of us to rethink the way in which we go about our daily lives. In the hospitality industry, the strictures that come along with the many regulatory adjustments where restaurants and bars are concerned have prompted business owners to return to the drawing board. Welcome to Achuna, an indoor-outdoor dining experience at the Tropicana Casino that offers something different than what is otherwise being offered on the entertainment strip.
Of course, we are coming with a different concept. We are bringing different concept in everything. Talking about food, we are coming with international food. We have different dishes from different parts of the world. We are bringing a different concept, the same with the drinks and the same with the show or the performances that we are having while the people is having dinner.
To get a first-hand experience, the media was invited to a soft opening on Wednesday night. The live instrumental performances are indeed a touch of class.
We are going to have performance with saxophone, violinist, and of course drummers, people performance, while the people is having dinner here.
And while guests will be trying out Ochuna's menu for the first time, the offering covers a range of international and local cuisines. Hector Sordo is the head chef at Ochuna.
But basically, our kitchen is based in Asian, Mexican, and Belizean fusion flavors, you know. So it's a very, very good experience, for us to be here and to offer a new taste, a new flavor for the Belizeans and the tourism people, you know. This concept, we want the people that comes, they have the craziness flavor of their life, you know. Talking about food, because honestly it's very, very good. Not because I'm the chef, but I'm not presuming, but it's a new thing, you know. There's new flavors that I think Belizeans haven't tasted yet. So we just want to offer that according with the experience that we have in restaurants industry. We think we have a very good chance to offer some very good quality food.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Today, UDP area rep Tracy Panton posted on social media the words of her 81-year-old mother on the proposed 11th Amendment bill. It says, quote, "I do not agree with everything that Shine Barrow has been up to. In fact, I outright disagree with many of his shenanigans. But his objection to the 11th Amendment is on point. The amendment we need is to allow anyone who has equally paid their debt in any jurisdiction and has reformed their life to have the same privilege. Redemption is real and attainable. There are many white-collar criminals. They know who they are, who have never been tried and convicted, and yet they would be deemed suitable candidates by the powers that be," unquote. This evening, Lord Michael Ashcroft joined in the opposition to the 11th Amendment by retweeting Panton's post saying, quote, "I totally agree with Tracy's 81-year-old mom," unquote. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.